Hi, my name is Quinchelle Riggins, and the speech that I will be giving today is on my own personal testimony. This is a very, very dear speech to me because this is where my life changed, and this is why things are so much different and so much greater in my life right now. To start, I'm very close to my family. However, my mother and I do not have the greatest relationship. We never have. She was an alcoholic. Praise God, she has been sober for 8 years now. However, our relationship still was rocky, and that affected me in a lot of ways. There was a lot of mental, physical, and emotional abuse that happened, and it's taking me time to forgive her. Um, Adding on to that, I played soccer all throughout my grade school career, and I unfortunately injured myself in the last couple of years of my high school. Therefore, I was not able to carry out and play in college like I wanted to, and that was something that took a toll on me. And I did allow it to affect me. I started partying, I started drinking, I started to not go to school. Just all of these things that I did that hindered my life. I was starting to think that God didn't exist, and if He did exist, I was mad at Him for giving me this life. And it was very, very, very emotional for me. However, fast forward about from 18, I would say about 5 years, a high school friend of mine had invited me to church. I was reaching out, I was looking for a church, but she one day just, hey, I just thought that you might want to come to church with me. And I said, okay, great, yeah, sure. I had been looking for a church, so I went to church with her. And I went, and it was exactly what I was looking for, but I was still very open minded to the fact that, this may not be my home church, but I was open. Lo and behold, it turned into my home church. I was going all the Sundays that I could, and getting in with the minister and getting in with the other women in the church so that they can minister to me and just pour in, attending the Bible studies, and just so on fire for Jesus, that I was still battling my own self. I still was not able to lay it down and let Jesus work. I still had a problem. I wanted to hold on to it. I wanted to grasp it. I wanted to fix it myself. And it wasn't until I went to my first women's retreat and I was asked to just lay it down. And I did. And from that moment on, my life had changed. Yeah, things were still rough. Things were still hard because we live in an earth that is full of just sadness and heartache. But the minute that I was able to allow God to work in my life, He had changed so many things. He has changed to where now I'm really working on forgiving my mother. I'm really working on wanting to make that relationship work. We may never be best friends. However, we can still have a relationship because we're mother and daughter. I only get one earthly mother. And I cut back on my drinking in a sense. I'm not going out partying all the time. I mean, I can still go and enjoy my friends and have a good time, but it's not a crutch for me. I'm not turning to it to fill a void, because my voids are being filled by Jesus Christ, and they're being filled by His love. And in that, I'm working with students at our church, and I'm a youth leader. And just all of these amazing things have happened that I never ever thought could happen. I mean, He's making things happen in my life that I couldn't even fathom. And one of the many things that I learned when I first started my walk with Jesus was that He's not a God of confusion. And that was one of my many things, is that me being a scatterbrained kind of person, I was always all over the place, always confused, never knew like how to reel something in. But when I grasped a hold of that concept and I grasped a hold of that truth, I can see that if I ever felt confused about something, that's not from God. And that helps me to move forward on in my life. Me being here in this class, giving this speech, is proof enough that God is real, because He opened the door for me to be able to go to school so that I can get my degree. He has blessed me with a camera so that I can pursue my hobby in taking photos and being a photographer. He's allowed me to be in the gym and work out and get healthy. And, even despite my past injury, I'm still able to move forward and be healthy and be active. And there's so many other things. And I'm just excited to see what else that He has in store for me. My testimony is not done. There's so much more to be had, because I am following the Father, and I'm trusting His path for me. I'm hoping that you guys got a small grasp of my life and what I've gone through, and what has changed. And that is my personal testimony. Thank you.